A man is believed to have apparently been choked to death while in ICE custody. Yet another death in ICE custody, adding to the dozens and dozens that have already happened. Geraldo Lunas Campos was detained in Texas. And when ICE announced a few weeks ago, this back on January 3rd, that he had died, they said that, quote, staff observed him in distress and gave no cause of death. Very vague. Conveniently so. Medical examiner told the man's daughter that it was likely homicide. In a recording, so the Washington Post is doing great reporting on this. The employee said a doctor there, quote, is listing the preliminary cause of death as asphyxia due to neck and chest compression, which means that he did not get enough oxygen because of pressure on his neck and chest. Pending the results of a toxicology report, the staffer said on the recording, quote, our doctor is believing that we're gonna be listing the manner of death as homicide. And so he's a 55-year-old Cuban immigrant, apparently had some sort of struggle with detention staff, according to an eyewitness account and also an internal ICE document. Now, DHS spokesperson Trisha McLaughlin says that he died while attempting to take his own life, saying Campos violently resisted the security staff and continued to attempt to take his life. During the ensuing struggle, Campos stopped breathing and lost consciousness. Medical staff was immediately called and responded. After repeated attempts to resuscitate him, EMTs declared him deceased on the scene, which is again convenient and also very vague, and also not what they said when they announced the death just a couple of weeks ago. So suspicious on top of suspicious. Here is what an eyewitness about the account said. Santos Jesus Flores, a man who says he was detained in the segregation unit the day Lunas Campos died, said he saw at least 5 guards struggling with Lunas Campos after he refused to enter the segregation unit, complaining that he didn't have his medications. Flores said he saw guards choking him and heard Lunas Campos repeatedly saying in Spanish, I can't breathe. Medical staff tried to resuscitate him for an hour, after which they took his body away. So they are saying he was trying to kill himself. They're not even saying how. They're not even defining how he was trying to kill himself. The people who were there with him say he did not want to be like put in this lockup without his medication, which sounds like a person who's very worried about the continuation of his life, is not trying to expedite his own death. And then they begin choking him. He died of lack of airflow because of chest and neck compression. This doesn't seem super complicated to me. And so look, there will be further investigations, hopefully, but it sounds like you can add this to the already utterly reprehensible and growing list of both deaths and sexual assaults that happen in ICE lockup, which were not only predictable, but I will never stop reminding people, were predicted. Brett, what do you think?
It's super sus, and hopefully we'll be able to learn more about it. You're right to point out the change in their story. And that's all the information I have, but it goes from, oh, he seemed to be having a tough time and then he died, to like, we tried to stop him from killing himself, to someone being like, oh no, he said he couldn't breathe. Most people aren't celebrating when they say that if their goal is to die. But really, holistically, when you take a step back, like, this is a Cuban immigrant, right? So what is the story that we're trying to paint to the world as America? Like, usually it's we capitalist, free capitalist, good capitalist, come here, live, dream America. This guy's a Cuban leaving communism to come to America, and we're like, oh no, we don't care about us being the beacon of that you're coming to chase your dreams. We're gonna lock you up, and if you die, we're gonna send you back. Screw it. We're gonna send you back to that country. I don't know what kind of lesson that sends, lesson that teaches and message that sends. It's just, every way you look at it, I think a lot of people are like, I like to follow the law. I feel like if we have immigration laws, we should enforce them. Fine. A lot of folks are like, you take the next step and be like, what if someone is living a horrible life and their family is gonna die? What are they supposed to do? And they come to America. Most people would say, give them a pathway to do that legally. Great. What if they have been here since before that pathway was set up? What do you do for someone who's been here for 20 years? Do you send them back? Most people would be like, no, you don't send them back. You make it even easier for them because they haven't really ruined anything here.
Yeah.
And then, and now we're just at a point where the Trump administration's like, no, what we're gonna do is totally illegal stuff. The solution in America can't be illegal. That's the answer. And what they're trying to do is round up as many people as they can, go on the streets and ask people for their papers in America, a place where that shouldn't be the case. They're militarized, they're wearing fatigues, and they're killing people. I've seen it with my own eyes. That's what people are upset about.
Yeah, and again, this is the stuff that Tom Homan would tell us. It's just the media egging us on. Well, I mean, I guess we are reporting on it. I feel like maybe they shouldn't have choked them to death. Like maybe that's like, I don't think I have the majority of the responsibility for people being mad about this. I feel like maybe 1 or 2% for reporting on it. I feel like the guy who choked someone to death is probably more responsible. But again, you can't be surprised by this. What did they do? They put out all these fascist messages about protecting your homeland and reclaiming your heritage and everything. So they got the most violent, racist half men in America to sign up for this thing. Told them, by the way, you can kill people and there will be no consequences whatsoever. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. Oh, they're also massively sexually repressed, like much more likely than the general population to be incels. And so, we're super surprised that they're also sexually assaulting women in this lockup. And so, no, we don't get to be surprised about any of this. And there should be massive investigations. People talk about abolishing ICE, and we should, but that should not be the end. It should be accompanied by massive investigations into the crimes that were committed, and if necessary, and it will be necessary, a lot of former ICE agents being locked up for the crimes they committed. There could be no immunity for what they did, no matter what Donald Trump or Tom Homan or Kristi Noem might claim. Okay, with that said, let's turn to a related topic. This is gonna be our last discussion to close out the first hour of the show. Do want to let everyone know though, on Fridays, if you're listening to the podcast, you don't hear this, you never do, but we do Garbage People. It's available on YouTube, other content that we do available on YouTube, and we do members content each Friday as well. This week, we're going to be talking about these crazy AI videos going around of people being able to easily like puppet specific celebrities as if they were them, and my fears about what that might cause. So we'll have that for the members in just a little bit. But first, this. ICE agents went and ate at a Mexican restaurant in Minnesota and then decided after they finished eating, you know, it would be a great dessert, arresting the employees here. And so they did that. They ate at a restaurant and then locked up 3 of the people working at the restaurant. And gee, I wonder why people have turned against ICE. An eyewitness who declined to give a name for fear of retribution told the Minnesota Star Tribune that 4 ICE agents sat in a booth at El Tapatio a little before 3 p.m. Staff at the restaurant were frightened. Obviously, these people have been killing people in their neighborhood recently. And the eyewitness shared pictures from the restaurant as well as video of the arrest. The arrest happened around 8:30 p.m. near a Lutheran church and Wilmar Middle School as agents followed the workers after they closed up for the night. So they sort of stalked them after they left the restaurant. A handful of bystanders blew whistles and shouted at agents as they detained the people, quote, "Would your mama be proud of you right now?" And you don't need to ask them hypotheticals. They are already well aware that their mom and their dad are not proud of them. But anyway, we don't even know the immigration status of the arrestees. Neither do the ICE agents. I guess they were Latino. That's all it takes at this point. And this is just so grotesque. It's also not unique. They've done this same thing before. Last month, ICE visited a Brooklyn Park cafe as customers before then detaining a cook there. And I just want you to remember these stories when you are told they are getting the worst of the worst off America's streets. Brett, what do you think?
Is like their poop evidence now? This is ridiculous. This is insane. They're on, I don't even know what I can add to that. They go in, they sit down, they're like, I'm gonna bust it. In their minds, they're Honey Bunny and her boyfriend from Pulp Fiction, where they're sitting at the cafe and they have their breakfast, and then they're like, you wanna do this? And they're like, everybody hit the ground!
Yep.
Everybody, nobody, move!
It's a great scene.
Whatever. It's just like, it's comical at this point. And again, nobody wants us to round up the cook.
Yeah.
Like, he's at work. What is it? He's just trying to pursue the American dream. And ironically, these are the most family values people, the ones who go to work to put food on the table for their family. It's why people do jobs.
Yeah. No, it's grotesque. Like, because it's a restaurant, I worked at a lot of restaurants. Like, the obvious thing is to say, I hope that somebody's spitting their food, but I don't. No, I worked at a restaurant. I don't want anyone to spit in their food. I want them to put a couple of minutes into it and accomplish something more. But anyway, no, they should never eat anywhere without fearing that they're consuming some sort of bodily fluid, and they brought that on themselves. By the way, when restaurants and businesses refuse to serve ice, and the right gets all like angry, like, maybe they have a reason. Maybe they don't want them coming in there and then stalking their employees. Maybe there's actually a cause for that. But you were totally right with the Pulp Fiction thing. These people so desperately want to be tough. They so desperately want to be strong. Like, I just don't. Did you see the video of Bovino or whatever at the Target when he goes in to use the bathroom and he's got like all of his soldiers like deployed outside of the bathroom, like watching people? And the caption on Twitter was "Roll out, boys, it's potty time." They just, like, they so wish that they were Saving Private Ryan. They so wish that they were Band of Brothers, but they are not.
They look like, you remember the monkey bars video from Al Qaeda? I don't know if it's from Al Qaeda.
Oh, yeah.
They were like, look at how they're training these terrorists. And it was literally dudes in the desert in dish dashes doing freaking monkey bars.
Yeah. Look
like,
fun.
What are we taught? Like, it's so bad. It's depressing. I don't like it. And like, let's recap the big enemies of America that they're getting rid of. The dinghies, fishing boats.
Yep.
Like people out at Home Depot building decks. A citizen who's 17 years old at a Walmart who they then drop off at a Target or vice versa. Like, what are we doing?
That's who we are.
And you know that if they caught all the killers, they'd tell us all their names.
Yeah. My advice would be, if you want a power fantasy, play Dungeons and Dragons. It's just a different form of cosplay. You're already doing it. You can dress up if you need to. You can have a sword. I think they're cool too. But this is no way to do it. And it certainly does not make you a man.